We'd like to welcome Charley Hoffman into the interview room. This is a room that Charley is used to coming to. Charley, what a career you've had just at this tournament. A win, 3 runner-ups, 7 top 10s, 13 top 25s. The list goes on and on. Just comment a little bit about what this tournament means to you and why you've found so much success here.
I would say Texas in general, I've played fairly well throughout my career. Obviously, I think this is the start of my 19th year. Not started in the middle of my 19th year on tour. Obviously, we were at a different golf course, La Cantera, prior. Had some success there, and then moved over here. I remember back in the day, they're like, "Go take a tour of TPC San Antonio. Come over here and see if you're going to like the golf course." I never did do that tour, but obviously, it's a golf course I fell in love with. It was even more demanding when we first got here. The golf course was very tight, very penal if you didn't hit the fairways, and the tour and the resort have done a great job, I would say, sort of softening some things up and making it a little more friendly and inviting for the resort players and the PGA Tour players. But you know what? It's a golf course. So you got to drive your golf ball well. I've traditionally played well in the wind, which the reason why I think I've played well in Texas. It's a ball striker's golf course. It's a course that you need to give yourself opportunities on the green, be in the right sections, and it's something that just fits my eye. I think it's the demand of it just sort of just fits my game.
And it's a milestone week for you as well, a great place to be for your 500th PGA Tour start. If we can get some comments on that. Is that mind-boggling to you?
It really is. I really had no idea when my 500 start was until literally at the WM Phoenix Open I think at the presser in LA, someone said something in 3 starts is going to be your 500th. I'm like, where am I going to do that? And I honestly strategically picked this week to have it done just because it's so near and dear to my heart and a place where the family I knew during spring break could come and celebrate that sort of stuff with me. So it's something we handpicked after I found out where my 500 start was going to be. And it's quite mind-blowing. I played the Pro-Am, ironically, with Joe Ogilvy today, and we were just sort of talking. I think the unicorn of 500 starts is going to be even harder to obtain in the future for PGA Tour players. Guys are traditionally playing less. There's rumblings of shorter seasons and so on and so forth. So to get to 500 starts is it's going to be hard for the younger guys, and it's something that I never thought I'd get to, and it's quite an accomplishment. But now I want more. I don't see myself going anywhere as long as I'm healthy. I obviously want to hopefully get to 600, but I remember playing just a couple years back at Zurich with Bill and Jay, and he made his 600 cut or something like that. It was some ridiculous. I mean, 600 cuts out here. I mean, that's like Cal Ripken numbers. I mean, I don't think those numbers are ever going to be even touched anymore. But 500 is something that obviously I'll look back at my career and be proud of getting that number.
Yes, well, congratulations on
that.
Thank you. We'll open it up to questions. Let's go, Doug. Doug.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you know this, Doug.
This is my first tournament. Going to put you on the spot and ask if you think back to the old Charley Hoffman with the long surfer hair, the Charley Hoffman of today, 500 starts later. What would you say are your biggest differences in your character, your personality, not so much your game because that's pretty evident, but the Charley Hoffman of 500 starts ago versus today?
Well, I think I'll use this analogy. I've done this a few times. The Charley Hoffman with the long hair and trying to become a PGA Tour player and star, I think I was just dumb enough to think I could do it. And I thought I could compete with the best in the world. I played my first event when I was 16 in San Diego, and I thought I could play with the guys. And then now I'll use at the WM Phoenix Open, I think I'm just dumb enough to think I can compete against these 20-something-year-olds, and I still think I can beat them. So I think there's a little bit of stupidity inside there which is consistent through all this. But I just love to compete, and I love to play. I love to feed off people. When I was younger, I used to try to get on the first tee and learn from the older guys. And now I like playing. If I go play for action, I don't mind playing with the younger guys to sort of feed off their energy and what they do and their charisma and how they hit it. So I never have lost inhibition to learn and get better, and I'm still working. I had my instructor out this week trying to get better, and always trying to improve on what I do, and I think that's what's consistent. I guess I'm talking about a lot of more consistencies than I have any differences really, but it's just the constant search to get better and never being complacent out here, and I think that's what I think for my longevity really helped.
Did you you hit the 500 mark? Is that an excuse to start dialing it back a little bit, or is that kind of invigorates you to want to work towards 1,000?
No, I was sort of banged up the last couple of years, been on the board, taking a lot of time up in my time, and it's been nice this year not to have to deal with the board, and my body's been great. So I have to listen to my body a little bit more often now than I would say I used to. Used to be able to wake up and go and hit balls and play 18 holes and have no problem. I can't do that anymore. I have to sort of strategically plan my travel and my prep on how my body feels, and my body feels great. Obviously, the warmer it gets, my body feels better. So the colder weeks are a little bit harder for me, but the warmer weeks are way better. So I think I'm going to keep going as long as I can still compete. I don't like missing cuts. I can promise you that. So when I don't think I can compete out here anymore, you'll see me hopefully go to that Champions Tour and play good out there against those guys a little closer to my age. But you know what? I really do love competing, and no matter what stage it is on.
All right, Matt.
Charlie, you mentioned your body feeling good. I saw some videos in the wake of Phoenix, doing some work at TPI, some pretty unique stuff. Just wondering, what are some of the things that you do out there, and how do they translate to the golf course?
Yeah, TPI, I would say, was my little secret for a long time. I think Greg Rose and Dave Phillips developed an amazing place there in San Diego at the Titleist Test Center, the TPI. What they've done, I wouldn't be where I am today without them. And I think I've gone down a journey with them, trusted them, and they're very body focused on how your body reacts, how your body feels, what your body can do to be able to do in the golf swing. And I have data on my body to sort of geek out a little bit from 2000 when I was just getting on the Korn Ferry Tour, and Greg Rose had just started in San Diego till 2024 now. And when I was her, we dug back against some old data to see what my body used to do and making sure we can still do it, and sort of timing out when I could give it a full schedule again. There was times last year or 2 years ago I felt like I could play, and I'd step up and the data wasn't even close. And that we're still getting closer. There's a lot of things I'd like to get back to, a little bit more speed and a little bit more training on the heavier weight side, but functional movement, make sure my body stays healthy and be able to swing the golf club is key. And they're my secret sauce that I think people are sort of starting to realize, that the biomechanics of the golf swing, even in tennis, baseball, soccer, that everybody's sort of diving down that way a little bit. But they are definitely one of the main reasons I'm here in my longevity on the PGA Tour for 500 starts. I use a TPI trainer, TPI certified instructors. Everything TPI I fully believe in, and the data I have from them is invaluable.
How long does it take to build that trust? You said that you kind of just gave in and gave them the keys, kind of. Did that take some time, or did you just have faith from the start?
I would say initially we collected we were collecting a lot more data, and there was some instruction. But when you start teaching via that and go, this are the facts of what you used to do, and this is the facts of what you've done, or this is what we need to try to get to. There's times where, all right, let's try to do this or that. You're not guessing anymore. And I think that Peachy might have said something, that we're not teaching via guessing. We are teaching via facts of this. This is how you used to swing. This is how you want to swing. This is what your body can do and can't do. You may not be able to do what you used to do, so you need to improve in this area, so on and so forth. But we focus on the body to make sure that there's no inability to do things. So and we do assessments on I'd say a quarterly basis to make sure my body is transitioning in the right direction. As I say, I want to maintain my body. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder or anything. I just don't want to lose. I don't want to lose any speed or any flexibility, and so on and so forth.
And you mentioned kind of strategically picking this to be 500. Can you just talk a little bit about some of the relationships that you build and kind of finding special places maybe in the schedule that you like to go throughout your career?
Yeah, obviously success by playing well becomes a favorite place, but I think the breeding of I'm happy to stay right here on the golf course. And when I was raising a family, the family came here. They were happy because they had the water park. It was easy to meet for dinner. You didn't have to worry about who had the car and not how I was getting dropped off at the golf course. You just walk out of the hotel, and I think that breeds success because I was happy through all this. So I think the whole setup here is great for myself. I really enjoy it, and that's how I picked this place. And obviously the relationships through tournament directors, through people, volunteers that have been here that say they saw me win X amount of years ago, and it's crazy. I remember, and I'm going to draw a blank on his name now. There used to be a guy here, I'm pretty sure has passed away, that used to at La Cantera used to hand out his own pretzels that he used to make on one of the tees, and then he transitioned over here to I think hole 10, 11, 12, like 13 the par 5, 13 or 14 the par 5. He was back there for a bunch of years, and I don't think he's no longer around. But those are the memories. These volunteers take pride in the hole that they use, and you gain relationships. I mean, you may not ever say hi to them, but you make a difference by saying thank you and hi to these guys that take their day off of their usually from working or doing whatever they do to come out here and support the PGA Tour. So definitely a lot of relationships.
Doug?
Yeah, kind of an extension of that answer you just gave. JB reeled off a very impressive history here on the course. Is there any sense of expectation that you're supposed to play well here that might add any kind of pressure, or is that fishing in a pond without a fish?
I think there's always I think I always have expectations no matter where I go tee it up to play well. So no, I think when you get on the golf course, you feel comfortable, so the expectation is not, I mean, obviously I'd be bummed if I didn't, but I just think the comfort once you step on those tees and get in the flow of the tournament, that the expectations sort of go away.
And one more, Charlie, just specifically about this season. Just talk a little bit about this season up to this point, and specifically WM.
Yeah.
At the end of that week, was it more disappointment of not getting it done, or was being in the hunt there and the satisfaction of another event that means so much to you?
Yeah,
override that?
Yeah, correct. Honestly, WM event has a lot of parallels to this event. If you think about it, I stay at the resort at the Princess. I can get to the golf course easy. My family likes to come. We have friends around. There's a correlation, I think, there a lot to that event. Obviously, feel very comfortable with the WMs and executives and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of parallels of that week of playing well. I think easiness obviously makes my job easier with everybody around. But the season, I honestly throw 1 week out. It's been sort of somewhat of a disappointment as of late. My putter has gone somewhat cold after having a great week at WM, so I need to get that back. I feel great. Just I would say the putts aren't going in. That did go in early in the year, and the ball striking, I've been trying to make a few, believe it or not, after Waste Management, I did a deep dive. I wanted to make a few changes, and there's a double-edged sword of trying to get better. There's sometimes sort of you got to take one step back to take 3 steps forward. But I'm still trying to get better. There's some things we're working on to get better. But the key for me this week is to make the putts. If I putt good out here, which I've done traditionally, I'll have a chance coming down the stretch because I can my ball striking usually carries me through this neck of the woods. But the season as of late's been a little slower. I haven't played bad any weeks. I just haven't been able to make the cuts that I wanted to and missing by a shot or two, which I hate. I'd rather miss by 7 shots than 1 or 2 because I know I'm playing good enough to compete each and every week, especially the PGA Tour. So, I mean, each and every week is so tight. If you just make the cut, you got a chance to win out here. And I need to be there on the weekend to have a chance to win. And hopefully, obviously, you got to crawl before you can walk. I got to get through Thursday and Friday, so I have a chance out here on the weekend at the Valero Texas Open. But obviously, the confidence I gained by being in contention at WM and holding the pedal down and having a chance on Sunday, obviously, I'd feed off that once I get back in contention.
All right, good stuff, and congratulations once again on
Thank
starting
you.
number
Appreciate
500.
it.